I'm curious about this new NBA TV deal. I'm watching Ballmer. I'm watching the Celtics. I'm watching organizations feel like they're pulling their asset back and making an asset within the asset, not sharing it, not necessarily with the league. You know, I can remember in the past where you would have a dual cross-breeding when it was promotion, Kobe's face, my face, and they were half it.
Right.
And that brought the cities in Boston together, right?
Yep.
And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing now stuff like Ballmer Vision. I'm seeing stuff like what the Celtics are doing with their own stuff.
Right.
I'm watching the Lakers have their own reality show. Is this the new wave of how we're going to see, because linear TV's getting kind of getting beat up a little bit?
Well, see,
it's the new wave of what this deal is, kind of pulling, or these small market assets really locking in their assets in their regions versus, you know, everybody sharing?
The thing about it is this. The first order of business they accomplished is when they took basketball-related income and they reduced it from 57% to 50%. Because what happens is that, okay, there's a line, there's a share that you're getting as ownership, all right, when it comes to player salaries and the investments that you got to make in players. You're establishing a degree of cost certainty. So you know that as a result, you can compete to some degree because there's but so much you can spend. It's going to be very punitive if you go over the luxury tax and stuff like that, and the rich stay rich because they know how to be cheap when they need to be cheap. So we understand that part. But in the larger markets, particularly if you're innovative enough, you can really, really maximize the potential of your individual franchise, and that's not going to be stopped. So the NBA will guard against that. But the streaming stratosphere has really opened things up. And what I would say to you is that you got to really, really look at what the NFL did. They were on DirecTV, but then they went to YouTube, and they couldn't be happier by making that move. And it does look like a better product. The clarity, you know, of just the whole visual, it just looks aesthetically brilliant on the part of the NFL. Absolutely.
It just pops more?
It just pops more. Not only that, you got 4 games on one screen. So you don't have to sit up there and have 3, 4 multiple TVs or whatever. You could put 3 or 4 games on one screen. And then you know what? You can sit up there and, you know, full screen any game that you want. So having the ability to do those things really, really puts the NFL in a good position. The other leagues are watching because the NFL is the model. And so now you got the NBA, and they're going to make deals with TNT. They're going to make deals with ABC and ESPN. NBC probably is going to want to get back into the mix. But make no mistake about it, they're going to make sure they have a digital platform to put their product on. And because you have a product to put because you have a platform to put your product on in the digital stratosphere, that may attract more digital competition. Why is that relevant? We take a situation, ABC and ESPN, you are with Disney, collaborating with Fox, Warner Brothers Discovery, right? Their market cap was projected to be at approximately a little under $400 billion. A lot of money, we get all of that. You know what Apple is? You know what Amazon is?
They're like over trillions.
Nearly $3 trillion apiece. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? If not a little over that. And so when you see that, they just haven't really delved into the world of sports because obviously these league rights fees cost a load and some of them don't want to pay it. And if you don't need to pay it because you're already more valuable than anybody else, why do you need to do that? But if they decided that they wanted to get into it a bit more, who knows what the hell will happen? Netflix, what if they decide they really want to stick their toes into the world of sports? What's going to happen? So the leagues are looking at all of this and they're exploring what opportunities are available to them. And if you're the National Football League, if you're college football, if you're the NBA, you're going to have a whole bunch of suitors. You're going to have a whole bunch of suitors. And if you're showing the ability, especially if they figure out how to monetize the streaming stratosphere to the degree they should, it's going to be off the charts. And then we haven't even taken into account artificial intelligence, AI, and the kind of impact that that's going to have in years to come. You got to be dogged about your rights. You got to make sure you own your rights. Because if you don't, they can utilize it to their advantage, profit off of it, and you're going to X out the casual fan. Think about it this way. Somebody told me the other day that it's projected that nearly 200 million jobs will be lost in the next 10 years. Now, that don't mean there won't be additional opportunities for you to get in the world of AI, but because of the existence of AI, it's going to move out the common man. I've never quite understood that because I've said to myself, you need the common man and woman to feed and fuel capitalism. If they ain't making any money, they can't go out there and spend. What the hell you think is going to happen to our nation if you elevate artificial intelligence at the price of actual human beings who go out there and patronize products, go to the restaurants, go to the movies, go buy clothes, all of this, buy cars, homes, what are you going to do? It makes no sense whatsoever. So I don't know how they're going to figure that out. But knowing that all of that stuff is coming down the pike, you got to be aware of it. I had somebody do this to me the other day, KG. They sat there and they presented something to me where it was me calling the Super Bowl that just happened with San Francisco and Kansas City.
AI-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Looked like me, sound like me, the whole shit.
Oh, shit.
They showed it to me. I was like, what the hell? They said, that's artificial intelligence. So if you can do that, why do you think the actors and everybody, SAG-AFTRA and everything, you think they were going crazy? Because, again, they want their rights, because if you can emulate or duplicate their work without them, where does that leave them in this business going down the line? And if you're the viewer, how would you know the difference? Because technology is so advanced, you might think it's them, but it's an AI version of them, and you could barely tell a damn difference. Right. This is the kind of world that we're about to encounter. And so owning our own stuff, making sure that we have ownership of our name, image, likeness, and all of that other stuff, it's become even more of a priority than ever before, because the world is moving in a different direction and is threatening to leave anybody behind that isn't willing to keep up with the Joneses.
And the laws don't support, right now, there are really no laws to protect your name and likeness. You have to actually go out and incorporate your own and actually grab it, own it, put it up. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Where we are.
It is crazy.